what up? It's your boy, Cardinal Red, and we back for some more of that Ali Land boxing talk, people. And today we talking boxing news. What's next for Manny Pacquiao? We got a week off of the Broner fight. You know, Pacquiao won big. It was a great fight on his accord. Kind of horrible on Broner's side. Pacquiao's name is booming once again. Everybody seems to want to get a fight in with Pacquiao now, even though like 2 months ago, 3 months ago, everybody thought he was done. It's calling him washed up and old and all this stuff. So it's funny now, man. Everybody's hopping back on the Pac-Man train. So, you know, it's a bunch of fights out there for him right now. I mean, a bunch of fights. And I could run down the list again, but there's no need to doing that. I think there's only 3 real fights out there for Pacquiao. And those would be Mikey Garcia, Errol Spence, and then Floyd Mayweather. You could throw Terrence Crawford in there. You could throw Keith Thurman in there because he's really fishing for that fight right now. But I would say those 3 names are the top names for Pacquiao to face next. Floyd it could happen. You know, I'm really not interested in that fight anymore. I would stream it. I wouldn't watch it. Just because I'm not interested in Floyd Mayweather at all anymore. Anything that helps his career, I don't want to be involved in it anymore. As far as Spence, that's a great fight, man. It's a high level battle between a extremely skilled Pacquiao versus a super strong welterweight in Errol Spence. And I would hope that, you know, speed would kill in that fight if it was to happen. But this is something we'd have to see, man. We know how Pacquiao did Margarito and Cotto. And Errol Spence is no Margarito or Cotto. He's a much more talented fighter. And I hate to say that about Cotto, because Cotto is extremely talented, but his one flaw was he was flat-footed and slow. And Margarito was just extremely a slow fighter. He was a slow starter, and he needed power shots to really hurt his opponent, you know, to win fights. Errol Spence is neither one of those things. He's flat-footed, but he's not slow. And the way he uses his flat-footed fight stance is for power shots, but they're brutalizing power shots. They're not regular, you know, 147-pound power shots. He could easily be a middleweight if he wanted to. But he's smart. He does what smart boxers do. And this is what people don't seem to understand about boxing. In boxing, you should never fight at your actual weight. So if you walk around at 155 pounds, you should actually be fighting at 147 pounds. If you walk around at 165 pounds, you should be fighting around 155 to 160 pounds. And the reason being, and this is what Errol Spence has figured out, he's a smart fighter. And this is why people keep calling him a weight bully, but it's not weight bullying. What it is if you're able to make that weight, you're naturally bigger than those guys. So it would take a real talented guy who's 147 pounds to beat, you know, who's naturally 147 pounds to beat Errol Spence, because he's so much bigger and stronger than those guys. You know, he may not be taller, but he's bulkier. He's stronger than those guys. So, and if you're only cutting, so if he's 155 pounds walking around and you're only cutting 5 pounds, you're not cutting power pounds. You're only cutting body fat or water weight. So it would actually make him faster and much stronger. So I don't call it weight bullying. I call it boxing. This is the way the fight game goes. This is not, how would I put it? This is not like Olympic fighting, or these guys are fighting for money. So whatever advantage you can find and you're able to exploit, that is what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to give your opponent the advantage in any type of way. So I don't call what Errol Spence is doing weight bullying. I just call it boxing, man. It's what he's supposed to do. You know, he's able to make that weight comfortably. So he should not campaign higher. He should campaign lower, because you're going to dominate at that lower weight. As far as Mikey Garcia goes, a lot's going to depend on this Errol Spence fight he has coming up, and whether he's able to really compete with Spence and, you know, give the fans a great show. I think his career continues to go up whether he wins or loses that fight. He's just a likable guy, man. If you watch his interviews, he's not a loudmouth or a braggadocious type of guy, you know. And maybe because I'm like that, you know, that I draw toward these type of people. That, you know, I don't draw toward the other, you know, because those type of people, even in my real life, you know, when I'm around those type of people, it becomes more of a conflict for me, because I just don't jig with those type of people, I guess. So Mikey Garcia, a real likable guy, man. I'm hoping he can pull this off. But I like Spence too, so whoever wins, I know I'm not gonna be mad. And I think both guys' careers continue on an upward trajectory, whether they win or lose that fight. This is just an extremely fan-friendly fight. Who does Pacquiao fight next? Where does he go from here? You know, my personal opinion is Pacquiao needs to stop letting people use him. I don't know what contract he signed. There are certain rumors, and I'm going to do another video out about Pacquiao floating around right now. I don't want to give that one away. There are a few rumors floating around about the length and longevity of his career at this point. But for me personally, I'm at the point where I feel like, you know, he's given me enough as a fan. Last thing I want is for Manny to get hurt to try to please me as a fan. I would rather him fight either Mayweather, which I don't want to see, don't really care. But if he's going to get him the money he needs to retire off of, I'm all for it. But the fight I'm looking for is Canelo at 155 pounds, no rehydration clause. And I think that's the greatest fight Pacquiao can retire off of. I think it's the biggest draw, and it's the biggest amount of money that he could get to retire on. You know, I'm looking for a retirement fight for Pacquiao. I'm not looking for him to keep trying to please me, fighting younger guys and avoiding getting knocked out, man. I don't want that for his career, man. That's Ollie Land Boxing Talk for now. Hit that like button for fun, man. Please subscribe. If you need any boxing gear, it's in the description box, man. I'm linking people's channels all over the place, man. I'm going to start linking people's channels in the comment section. I'm going to start linking people's channels in the community section. I'm throwing cards up all over the place. We need to help each other, man. I speak about the homeless all the time. There are other YouTubers out there too, man, that the system just completely overlooks these people. So you might see some random channels. I'm not going to call them random channels. I watch them all the time. But you might see some boxing up here, and then you might see someone else's channel featured down below. You know, so if you want to give these people your time, please do. If you know any homeless people, man, if you got 1 minute and some leftovers, please help somebody, because 1 minute can change somebody's life. Give a minute and change your life. If you ain't got nothing else to talk about, man, just tell them about boxing. Cardinal Red, Ollie Land Boxing Talk, we at it.